Hi friends, it's been a while since I played Tiny Glade. It's been a few weeks actually. I wanted to give the game a chance to update. I was hoping for some new features. Not a lot of features were added, but I missed the game way too much to stay away. For my first video back, I wanted to do something big. So let's pretend we know what we're doing, and let's build Hogwarts. And in classic fashion, let's just wing it. How hard can it possibly be? But before we start, please hit the like and the subscribe buttons. As you can tell, we're going to be starting in the olden map. The map does fit the theme perfectly, but in all honesty, I just want the tree. We're going to save this tree because we're going to need it. This map only spawns one of these trees. If you delete it, it's gone forever. Okay, let's get started. Every build needs to start with a cinematic shot of invisible lumberjacks chopping down trees. We call those Canadian ninjas. They're there, you just can't see them. I don't want this tree to be accidentally deleted, so I'm gonna put it in the corner. Let's pretend it's been naughty and it needs a timeout. The tree knows what it did. We're going to be changing the terrain quite a bit. We have to be careful, otherwise we could delete the tree and not even notice. It's for your own good, tree. It's for your own good. Hogwarts was built on a cliff, so we're going to have to do the same. We're going to need a few layers of terrain. The best way to do that is to draw the layers separately. Once you have all the layers drawn in, just raise it to the desired height. Don't bother finicking over the details and the shapes. It could all change. Treat this game like a sculpture. You'll never get it right the first try. You will hate the game if you keep attempting to get it right the first time. Anyways, let's continue. The cliff Hogwarts is on is a peninsula, so we need some water. A lot of water. We're also going to be making any micro adjustments to the terrain that we need to. If it doesn't look right, play with it. Not too much though. You'll settle into something more natural as you continue building. As much as I enjoy winging things, I'm the type of person that needs to plan ahead. If you're like me, all you need is a blueprint. As a general tip, pretend you're drawing a 2D map of the build you're making. It'll help you figure out the dimensions of your build. Once you start building, it'll be easy for you to see that your scale is wrong. This is why I told you not to worry about the terrain so much. It'll always change. And remember kids, change is good. For this bridge here, we're going to be using the column deletion trick. If you don't know how to do it, just ask me in the comments. I'll explain it to you. We're going to be using a stone wall to simulate the columns, so we don't need them, but you'll see that later. For now, let's keep going. We have a lot of ground to cover. We need more space. Okay, let's keep building the blueprint. If you're a visual person like myself, it helps to have reference photos or something to reference in general. Personally, I like maps. They give you a general idea of what your build should look like, but they also don't influence the way you build things. At least not in the way images do. The one thing you need is imagination. And this game will be fun. There is one thing you should always keep in mind. It takes thousands of little actions to complete a build. So have some patience. Sit back, grab a cup of tea, and enjoy. If perhaps you don't like tea, then consider this video a sign that you are wrong, and go get yourself a cup of tea anyways. This doesn't look quite right. The composition of the terrain looks really boring. I think we need to add some drama. It's better, but it's not there yet. Whenever I come across a situation like this, I just skip it. I'll deal with it once there's more of the build completed. It'll make things easier. Let's keep going. We have a long way to go. I'll sit back and let you enjoy the video. I'll drop in every now and then and just give you some tips or tricks that I've used. If you have any questions, just drop them in the comments. I'll do my best to answer them. Do you remember that tree we saved? It said it was sorry for being a bad tree. It's asking us to end its exile. We're gonna put it here. Welcome back, exile. We finally finished the blueprint phase. At this point, it's always a good idea to zoom out and review what you've done. It's a good way to see if your size and proportions are correct. We can now start thinking three-dimensional, and it's easy. Just pull roofs on the blocks. Here's a useful tip when you're working with towers. If you're building something next to them that requires you to go close and personal to install things like windows, give yourself some room to work. Towers tend to make it difficult for you to zoom in. They're going to cause you a lot of frustration, especially if you're installing windows or painting them. Never be afraid to try new things or try new shapes to make your towers. It's not like you can get it wrong, and if you think you did, who cares? Nobody's gonna grade you for it. Here we are at the bridge. This is my favorite method to make bridges, especially stone bridges like this one. You'll have to raise 2 stone walls on either side of the bridge, and then you just line them up, and then put a road underneath them. I know there's water, but you can still put a road there. In this section, I'll show you how to build stairs. Yes, I felt really cool saying that the way I did. Anyways, I'll tell you a secret. All those awesome stairs you see in those very amazing builds that people post, they're all made out of stone walls. Just like this. One step at a time. There's a life lesson there somewhere. We have a special guest. Monsieur Ba would like to show you how to build a bridge. The exact same way I did it. Take it away, my lovely. Stone walls are very versatile in this game. You can even use them to hide block creases. That's especially useful if you want something to look like a single object. I'm sure you can tell by now, but I'm a big fan of these stone walls. You can play with them to add decorative elements. I'm sure you noticed that I cut the stone wall into sections when I'm building my bridges. That's actually to help keep the arches uniform. Why, hello there, Mr. Tower. I choose you to be the tallest tower. Sometimes adding more to a structure makes it look better. And sometimes you'll think, should I add something to make it more dramatic? The answer is always yes. Unless it's actually no. But how can you tell what the answer is? I hear you asking. You don't actually know, not until you mess around and find out. So do that. Anyways, the building part is finally completed. Now we do the windows. I always find the windows to be the most monotonous part of any build. It would probably be easier to finish the build one building at a time from start to finish. But I have this broken brain thing where I need to do things one at a time. I can't just do everything all at once. Oh, you're probably thinking what I'm doing here. I'm actually collecting objects. The new update that came out allowed you to move objects, and I'm just gonna keep the interesting ones to use later. So this is a common mistake that I've made way too many times. Whenever I see a big tower, I just want to put all the windows on that tower. I want you all to learn from my mistake here. Remember that question, should you add more objects to create more drama? The answer here is no. There is such a thing as too many windows. What you're seeing here is an absolute disaster. I'm gonna go back and fix it. But for now, enjoy the mess. We're back to deal with this tower. Here's the plan, and trust me on this. Let's add more windows. What do you mean add more windows? I hear you asking. Hee 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 hee. Don't worry, we're cutting down on the windows. I just think those little square windows would look really good on this tower. There you go. It looks much better. I decided to do something unconventional here, and I want to add a bell tower. The bell itself is made out of circle platforms stacked on top of one another, topped with a dome. That's it. Making these structures was the most tedious thing I have ever done in any of my builds, but I think the end result was worth it. These will be Hogwarts greenhouses. I can't wait to show them to you. I really hope you like them. With this, the windows will be completed. You should always zoom out at every step you complete. This will help you notice things like dead space, and you can plan to fix it, like I'm doing here. This is going to be a surprise for you guys. Do you remember that area we skipped earlier in the video? Well, now we're back and we're going to fix it and add way more drama. Let's add a stone path that will wrap around this cliff. And of course, we'll be using our friends, the stone walls, to make the half walls and the railing for this path. I'm gonna show you how to make believable paths here. The kind of paths that are frequently used by carts or wagons. You have to draw them thick. Once you're happy with the girth, just delete the center. That's it. It's finally time to start working on the lights. I'm being kinda silly in working on the lights during the daytime. You should learn from my mistake and change the time. It'll be easier for you. I absolutely love how day and night make the build look so different. Here, take a look. I also love the subtle change of sounds as well. It's so pretty. We're almost done, so let's keep going. And we're finally done with the lighting. Now we get to paint. I'm so happy that they increased the number of lights you can show. It used to be that only 32 lights would light up. Now you don't run out of lights. I like that. It makes it more scenic. I decided to apply the filter I'm going to use for the final shots. It looks so nice. I think it really fits the Hogwarts in the dark theme. I'm gonna paint these tiny windows blue, because why not? The greenhouses in Hogwarts are green, so I'm gonna paint these green as well. This is gonna be a bit of a behind-the-scenes type of thing. Painting these windows green actually broke me. I didn't leave myself enough room to get between the objects. It made clicking on them to paint them extremely difficult. So learn from my mistake and give yourself some room. Honestly, as hard as it was, I think the end result is worth it. You're probably wondering why we're here, why we're in this specific spot. Well, I'll tell you. We're gonna do something fun. It's a cart being pulled by Thestrals. Consider yourself one of the lucky ones if you don't see them. Let's add a few more. They're just too cute. Every road should have a bench for weary travelers to sit on and enjoy the river. I don't know why, but it feels like the scene is very static. I think it needs more drama. This area here is very barren. I actually don't like it one bit. I think it needs more judging up. Let's do some flowers and trees here for now. I'll come back. I have something special for this. You're probably thinking, what's this thing doing here? Patience, grasshopper. Just watch. What do you think? Worth the wait? I absolutely love building these little things. They're so cute. And we're finally here. It's finally done. This was such a long build, but I think I enjoyed every second of it. I knew this build would be a big one. It has been a while since I played this game after all, and I wanted to get myself reaccustomed to the game systems again. I used a few building tricks and maneuvers, but they weren't too advanced. This was a bit of a warm-up. I think for my next project, I want to do something much harder and much bigger. Stop snooping on the witches, Monsieur Ba. Yeah, I caught you. Don't pretend I didn't see that. Oh, Monsieur Ba, you're so silly. Are you and that bird minion of yours gonna go hatch your evil schemes? It appears so. Monsieur Ba is probably gonna go learn a few spells or something. Anyways, as I was saying, I'm thinking about making the town of Hogsmeade for my next project. I think that's gonna be a fun challenge. What do you think, Monsieur Ba? Okay. I think Monsieur Ba just learned Wingardium Leviosa without the incantation. You've become too powerful, Monsieur Ba. Too powerful. I think he likes it here. Anyways, we're gonna get into the final shots of this build. But before we do that, I'd like to thank you for sticking around and watching this video. This build took me about 40 hours to make, roughly. It was a lot of fun and I really enjoyed it, but honestly, knowing that you enjoyed it too makes it more worth it for me. So please drop me a like, maybe a comment, and subscribe. And if you have any suggestions of what you want to see, please let me know. I'm always looking for new things to build. For now, from me and Monsieur Ba, thank you. Please enjoy.